G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia, and also welcome back to the AFC North Rundown. This one's a bit of fun because we get to talk about not only our Steelers, and the goal is to win the AFC North, because then you have a chance to host a playoff game, and that's your ticket to the playoffs. Like you win the North, you're in the dance, you're in the playoffs, and then you host the game at Acrisure Stadium, Heinz Field, whatever way you say it, you do that. Now, this week we had the Steelers versus the Browns. A lot of Browns fans very, very quiet this week because everyone thinks that Kenny Pickett had a bad game with his interception, 2 sacks, couldn't move the offense down the field besides a nice pass to Pickens and finding Jalen Warren and some passes too. Deshaun Watson had an even worse game than us. He got sacked 6 times. Shout out to Highsmith, picked off one to the house, and also forced fumble on Watson. So he fumbled, I think, once or twice, sacked 6 times. Their offense looked even worse than ours. Now, I understand Nick Chubb wasn't in the whole game, and thoughts and prayers to him. Hope he has a speedy recovery, and next year he can play good football, because not any Steelers fan out there wanted Nick Chubb to go out. He's just really, really hard to stop. Right, so that's what we had there. Was 26-22 last week in week 2, and the Bengals versus the Ravens was 27-24. Ravens went 2-0. And the Bengals went 0-2. And I made the title of this video, Are the Bengals in trouble, right? Joe Burrow went 27-41, 222 yards, 5.4 average, 2 TDs, and 1 interception, 1 sack, right? They're just not getting things in order just yet. They went 0-2. Burrow doesn't look the same as he did last year. It just looks a bit off. And that's a good thing for us, for being Steelers fans. So the Ravens won that game. And also, here are the standings. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm back in the studio now. So where am I? Here are the standings here. Right. So we have the Ravens that are 2-0. The Steelers are 1-1. They're in second place, by the way. Cleveland Browns are the 1-1. And the Bengals are 0-2. Now, we're only going into week 3, but there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure now on the Cincinnati Bengals at 0-2, right? Their fan base thinking they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Their fan base reckon they're going to win the North. It's going to be easy. We have an elite team. We have this. We have Joe Burrow being the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, right? And he hasn't done much over 2 games. But he also has versed the Browns and versed the Ravens, right? So that's that. They're already 0. Imagine that. In the AFC North, they're already 0-2 in the division. And that's not good. So they're minus 24 points. The Browns are plus 17. Steelers at 1-1 are minus 19. And the Ravens are plus 19, right? So that is the standings there. Done. Over. We're coming second. It's not too bad. If the Steelers win this week and the Ravens lose, could be a chance we could be in front, but for and against gets involved. Now, let's move into some games this week. We talk about week 3, right? So week 3, we have, of course, the Steelers versus Raiders. But I want to go through the other games too. I think it is the Cleveland Browns versus the Tennessee Titans I want to focus on next. So as you can see on the top of the screen there, it's going to be Cleveland Browns versus Tennessee Titans at home. Now, I didn't think that Tennessee would win last week, and they actually did. I thought they're a worse team. I'm just not a big fan of Ryan Tannehill, but they still have Derrick Henry there. You know, they run the rock with him. He plays really well. So this is actually a big game for Cleveland too. And also, when I go through these picks, try and in the comments below, put your picks down, who wins, who loses for every single AFC North game, right? And the first one is Cleveland. So it's Tennessee at Cleveland. So, of course, they haven't got Nick Chubb. Deshaun Watson looked terrible last week. Can the Tennessee Titans, I guess you'd probably call it an upset, go and beat the Browns in their house and send them to 1-2? Could be a possibility, right? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and I'll give you my score right now. I think the Titans can do it. I wasn't sold on them last week, but the way that Deshaun Watson played, they do have a good defense. They put pressure on Kenny, but the way that the Browns played last week, with just allowing us to feast on 14 points and our defense got to them, if they can take care of them, if they can't run the rock, I don't really trust Deshaun Watson to win this game. So I've got in this game, let's go with a weird score. Tennessee Titans win 22-17. 22-17 for the Titans over the Browns. All right, the next game we have The next game we have, I think, too, is like a 1 p.m. matchup. Is Indianapolis Colts versus Baltimore. So the Browns play it at 1 p.m. and so do the Baltimore Ravens at 1 p.m. as well. So this is the Colts versus Baltimore. Now, I don't know if Anthony Richardson is out or he might have concussion. I haven't checked the news, but I feel like this is a game that Baltimore has to win. They are playing pretty good football. Lamar Jackson, those guys, are using the tight ends, they're using the running game. They have a solid defense with Patrick Queen in the middle and stuff like that. They should be able to beat the Colts. I think they should be able to beat the Colts. So I'm going to go in this one, Baltimore versus the Colts. Let's go 27-13, 27-13, something really easy, something like that. 27-13, Baltimore wins this matchup. Now, we will also look into Steelers versus I haven't given my pick yet. I haven't given my score for Steelers versus Raiders, but this is one where the Steelers they got to win this game. They got to go back to back. You can't win a crazy AFC North game versus the Browns and then lose on the West Coast, or is it West Coast, Vegas, all the way out near Vegas. But I don't think they've won. They've won like that far since, or against the Raiders since like 1990 something, 1996, something like that. It's a really long time ago. So this game here, Steelers versus Raiders, we want to see Kenny Pickett get better. We want to see the offensive line run the rock better. Najee actually getting more than 4.1 or even 2.2 yards per carry. We want to see him get 5 yards, 6 yards per carry. Run the rock at 80 yards, and hopefully versus the Raiders defense, we can do that. They versus the 49ers, they versus the Browns. It was tough. But now going into Las Vegas, let's get Steeler Nation crazy around Vegas and have a big party, see black and gold everywhere, and the Steelers can win this game. If Kenny plays well, the defense shows up again, which they did last week, and they run the rock, I've got the Steelers winning this one. Now, points-wise, let's go points-wise. It's very hard. Matt Canada offense, the offense hasn't scored many points. They've only scored 2 TDs. I'm thinking 2 TDs on the offense. That's 14. Maybe 2 field goals. That would be 20. I'll go 26. 26. So we'll say 27 because we get a different touchdown. Maybe we get another interception touchdown or a fumble touchdown, right? I'll go 27 to the Raiders 16. 27-16. Steelers over Raiders. We win the game. All right, next game we have is the last game and the most pressure. And the one I want to I wanted to focus on the most is, are the Bengals in trouble? They could be in trouble, man. They could be in a lot of trouble. Right, so we have the Bengals on Monday Night Football, and also they're playing the Eagles versus Tampa as well. And hopefully they don't do a split screen. I don't think I'll be streaming this game, but we'll see how we go. If I feel like it, I'm not too sure. I do want to see the Bengals lose, so it's always fun to stream those games. But we'll see. I don't think I will, but we'll see. It's the Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati, right? A lot of pressure, though. A lot of pressure. And it's also the Super Bowl rematch from 2 years ago when they lost. The Rams beat them. The Rams have played better football than I thought as well. What's his name? Matthew Stafford's playing pretty good. You got Aaron Donald over there. They can rush the pass. This would be fantastic and I'm going to pick, by the way, I'm picking Rams. But this would be fantastic to see the Rams take care of business and send the Bengals 0-3 and send that fan base into freak-out mode. They're already in freak-out mode. They thought they were going to win the North like easily this year. And out of everyone so far, you're fourth. They kept saying the Steelers are going to be fourth. You haven't won a game yet. I would love to see the Rams take care of business on Monday night. So you know what? Maybe I might stream it. It's really fun. You know what? The Browns are the Browns. The Ravens, cool. I haven't got too much bad blood with them. But it's always the Bengals. I just can't stand them. I can't stand the franchise. I can't stand the players. I can't stand Joey Shiesty Burrow. I can't stand any of that. Anyways, here's my pick. Here's my prediction. The Rams win this game. High-scoring game. 33-29. 33-29. Book that. Rams beat the Bengals. Sends the fan base into crazy mode, drama mode. Oh, my goodness. Joe Burrow sucks. Our team sucks. Our defense sucks. Everyone sucks. Fire this guy. Fire that guy. It sends them crazy. 33 Rams. Bengals 29. They go 0-3, and at the end of it, we have the Ravens at 3-0, we have the Browns at 1-2, and the Steelers at 2-1. That would be fantastic. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the show of the AFC North rundown. We pretty much like my bias approach. I can't stand the Bengals. I don't like the Browns. And the Ravens, look, they're okay, but hopefully we have a good matchup in a few weeks' time and we beat them as well. We go to LA, we go to Texas, get our things in order. Then we have our team ready for a big matchup against the Ravens before the bye. But it is only week 3, but I think the Steelers need to get back-to-back wins. Would be fantastic. And then if the Browns have a tough match too against Tennessee, if they can't beat them, I think the easiest matchup really is the Ravens. They have probably maybe the easiest one out of the 4 of us when you look at it, because we have the Raiders, which were tough out there. Browns have Tennessee, and Ravens have the Colts. So it's interesting. Now, would it be great too if Tennessee won, Colts won, and the Rams won, and then we won too, and we're the only team to win one? You never know. Anyways, guys, thank you for checking out the AFC North Rundown and also Steeler Nation Australia. Let's see what happened this week, and I'll see you guys next time.